Hey guys, my name is Heather Cook. I'm the adult health educator in Lincoln and Boone counties for WV Extension Service. Today I wanted to share with you one of my favorite recipes that's yummy for a breakfast treat or even just a snack, dessert, whatever you would like to have it with. It's called the walnut and honey baked pear. So before we get started, anytime you start cooking or you're going to eat anything, it's best to wash your hands. I have just washed my hands in the sink behind me there. So you want to make sure you wash your hands for 20 seconds. Practice your ABCs or pretend you're singing happy birthday to someone. With today's recipe, you're going to need 2 large pears. You're going to need some honey, some cinnamon, and some sort of crushed nuts. With my recipe today, I'm going to be using honey. If you don't have honey, you can use maple syrup. If you don't have cinnamon or you're allergic, you could use nutmeg or a different seasoning. And if you don't like walnuts, you could always use a different crushed nut. So because this is a cooking recipe, I am going to adjust my camera a little differently so that you can watch, so that you're not just pretending you know what's happening. So the utensils you will need for this are a knife and some sort of spoon or melon baller. I have a melon baller here at my house, so it was just easier for me to go ahead and do that. So you're going to take the 2 pears and you're going to slice them in half. I wanted to go ahead and have them sliced, but I wanted to be able to show you what you needed to do. So the point of the melon baller or the spoon is just to get the seeds out. You don't want to take a whole lot of the pear out because that's the good, juicy, nutritional part of it. So I'm just going to kind of put this to the side and peel off my stem there. Anytime you're using produce, like fresh fruits or vegetables, you want to make sure that you wash those off just to make sure that there are, there's no dirt, there's no pesticides, anything that you don't really know where they were grown. So you want to make sure that you are washing them with just like a little scrub brush or just roughly with your hands. So now that I have the pears, the seeds taken out of the middle, I am going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon. So I like to just sprinkle it with my hands, and you can see I kind of already pre-measured my stuff just so that it wouldn't take as long for you guys to be able to see me do the demo. I just kind of sprinkle the cinnamon with my fingers just to kind of get it spread evenly, so there's not a big bite of cinnamon somewhere. So I usually don't use a whole lot just because I really like pears and I really like honey. So I just kind of sprinkle it on like you see here. And then I have my honey already measured out. So I just kind of drizzle this on a little bit on my pears. And don't be afraid, you're going to make a mess a little bit with it. Just make sure that you clean up your mess afterwards. So drizzle your honey on. And I'm trying to be creative today, and I am using my muffin tin just to kind of set those in to let them bake, just so they won't turn over and the honey and everything kind of drip out of it, so that you have all the good honey and the nuts and everything in it when you go to eat it after it's baked. So before you start the recipe, you probably want to go ahead and preheat your oven. You preheat the oven to 350, and once it's ready to go, you are going to have your pear halves. And this is how they look. You're going to bake them for about 30 minutes just to make sure that the pear is really cooked through and easy to eat. So I'm going to go ahead and put mine in the oven and kind of pull the ones that have been cooking out to show you what they will look like when they come out. So when they come out of the oven, they're gonna be a little wrinkled up on the sides, and that's just because of the pear peeling. So you can see I didn't do the greatest job with the cinnamon on these, but some of my honey did drizzle out. So that's why I got creative with my my baking pan, my muffin tin, so that all of my stuff wouldn't drizzle out. So you can eat these warm, you can eat them cold. Usually when I make them up, I'll probably use 2 or 3 pears just to be able to make 4 or 6 slices up at a time. And that way I can reheat in the microwave, or I can eat them cold. Perfect for breakfast to get some fruits in, a little bit of protein. Perfect for a snack, perfect for dessert. So as you can see, this is what it looks like. So you want to wait and let that cool down before you eat it, otherwise you're going to burn your mouth. But this is my walnut and honey baked pear recipe. So some substitutions that you could use if you didn't have some of the ingredients at home. Like I said, you could substitute the pears, maybe use apples instead of pears. If you don't like cinnamon or you don't have cinnamon, you can use different seasonings, you can use nutmeg or something else that you prefer. If you don't have honey or you don't like honey, you can use maple syrup. And if you don't like walnuts or don't have walnuts, you can use any sort of crushed nuts. So this is the walnut and honey baked pear recipe, and I hope you guys enjoy it.